All right, in this video, we'll go over how to write a note and then how to add it into the electronic healthcare record. So we come to this Notes and Consults tab. You'll want to make sure that you've added yourself into a visit or into an encounter so that we can associate this particular note with an encounter. So the first thing that we'll need to do is we'll need to update a couple of different titles for notes for you to add information under. And so to do that, we'll come up here to Tools, and you'll go to Options, and then click this Notes tab here and come down to Document Titles. And so it should default to this Progress Notes section, but if not, just hit this drop-down button and come down and hit Progress Notes. And then you'll want to add a couple of these titles that I have listed. So just for example, if we wanted to add a farm note, you would come over here and in all caps search farm note. And for most of these, it'll have a section that just lists it like that, and then a section that or a title that lists it in brackets. And you'll want to pick the one that doesn't have brackets around it. So just for example, like I've already got farm note, so it won't let me add it. But if I wanted to add pharmacy consult, I would click that one and hit add, and then it would bring it over here to your list of titles. So you'll want to go through here and add phone call, glucometer training, tobacco note, pharmacist disease state management, anti-coag notes, renal dosing, farm note, and medication reconciliation. And once you've added those, you'll click Save Changes, and then you click OK. And then you can click OK here as well. So then that'll save those list of titles for you. And then we also need to add a couple of templates to your profile. So to do that, we'll come to Options, and we'll do Edit Templates. So now on the left side, these are all shared templates that we as a hospital have on file, and then this personal templates section will be the ones that show up on your particular profile on EHR. So to add the templates for pharmacy, you'll come down, you'll expand the shared templates folder and then scroll down to the pharmacy folder. And then what you'll do is when you click pharmacy, it'll let you copy it over into your particular templates. Because I've already got pharmacy on my templates, that's why it's not highlighting. So just for example, if I click physical therapy and then click copy, it would add those physical therapy note templates into my particular folder. So then once you do that, you'll come down here and you'll click apply, and then it'll save the pharmacy templates into your folder. So just click apply right there. And then what you'll do to write a note is you'll come down to this section and click new note. And what we're going to do today is we're going to practice with an anti-coag note. So you can just start, or you can either type anti-coag note in, or with these saved note titles that you have, you can scroll through and find anti-coag note. Then this will be the date and time that you started writing the note. You'll have your name as the author, and then for students, it'll have an expected cosigner. And for that, you'll just want to put the pharmacist that you were working with during this appointment. Or if in doubt, you can put your preceptor's name on there. So you do anti-coag note and click OK. And then it'll load up this blank section here where you could just start freehand texting. For most of our notes, that's why we have templates, is we can come in here and we can add a lot of the sort of pre-decided on information that we want to include in our notes. And then once we get that information in there, we can go in after the fact and sort of freehand text to tailor that note to that particular appointment. So to add a template, you'll come in here to the template section and expand the folder that says My Templates, and then expand the pharmacy folder. And the anti-coag notes are in the outpatient pharmacy section, so we'll expand that one. And then we have a whole list of different templates here to pick from. So we'll come down to this anti-coag one and just double click it. So then it'll bring up this template for us to sort of fill out that will give us a lot of, like I said, the information that you would want to include in the anti-coag note visit. So to get started, you have to check this box here, and then that'll open up sort of the rest of the note for you. And then you just go down through here and you follow these prompts. So I'll fill out an example note and sort of just give you an example to work from. So if we're reading through here, it says this is basically the reason that they're on warfarin therapy. And so for this example, we'll do atrial fibrillation. And you can also come here and you can add, sort of elaborate on that information if you wanted to. Just a section for free hand texting. And then you come to the subjective box and check that, and it'll expand with just all the different subjective information that we would expect to have in one of our anti-coag notes. So you can come in here and do the dose that the patient says they take. So 1 tablet, once daily. And then you want to check this box that says patient positive for all the following. And it lists several different signs of bleeding or signs of a blood clot that we would want to ask the patient about. So just for example, if the patient had bruising and you check that box, because it has that asterisk there, that would be something that you would have to fill out and provide information on in order to complete this note. So we could just, for this example, put like new bruising on legs. And then if the patient denied all the rest of these, you would just come down, scroll down and check this box that says denies. And then you come here. If you don't check this box, let's say I came in here and tried to type in alcohol use, it wouldn't let me. So just another example of checking that box. And then you come in here and you can say, patient denies for all these, just update them based on what the patient told you. If you have a female patient, obviously you can come in here and fill this information out. This is just sort of a calendar that allows you to pick the reported date on that. And then we could say here, patient is eligible for point of care testing. If they're not eligible, then we also have this section where you can come and just explain why. For the objective section, if we check this box and then scroll down, it'll go ahead and pull in a lot of the labs that we need to include in this note. And so you just go here and check that box, and then it'll go ahead and include that CBC for you. We have this nice little calendar function that sort of will allow you to report what the patient's warfarin dose was the last couple of days. So just for this example, on Sunday, we'll say they took 4 milligrams, and we'll say that was Sunday the 6th. And here you can say whether they missed the dose or if we held the dose or if anything special was going on. Then here we can add up their total weekly dose. We'll say they're on 28 milligrams. And then we want to check these boxes to include the last 3 point of care INRs that we have on file for them. And then we'll get to our assessment section. So if we scroll down, continue just to check these boxes and sort of follow the prompts through here. And so again, I wanted to point this section out because it has an asterisk beside it. That's, again, going to be something you have to fill out to be able to complete the note. So we'll do indefinite period of time. And then it'll go ahead and pull in the CHADS-VASc and has blood scores for you, or at least to prompt you to score these for the patient. So what you would do is you would just come down through here and score the patient. And So then you would just add this up. So score of 2, and then you got your CHA2DS2-VASc score filled out. Then you come down to the HAS-BLED, sort of do the same thing, and then record what level of risk that puts the patient in. And then on this section, this is where you'll report the patient's goal INR range. So we'll do 2 to 3. And then it'll say most recent INR, we'll say is within goal. But then we have these 2 sections that say if the patient's INR was high, these are some potential reasons. If the patient's INR was low, these are some potential reasons that you would just want to fill those out. For the low INR section, we also have this sort of subsection that prompts you to say whether the decision was made to bridge the patient with enoxaparin or not, and also allows you to elaborate on that. So then we'll come down here to the plan section. And again, just keep following the prompts. And so we'll say for today's dose, we're going to continue the current dose of 4 milligrams by mouth once daily. And then it's saying which is a blank % increase, basically. So for us, that'll be just a continuation of the same dose. Total weekly dose will be 28 milligrams. And then we have some prompts here to remind us to give the patient their INR goal sheet, and then to review the goals of care with the patient. So once you filled all that out, again, just kind of go back through here and double check yourself, and then click OK. And then it's going to paste that template into that freehand text box section that we looked at earlier. So then for here, if we wanted to come in and say we forgot to add some information on this new bruising on leg section, we now have the ability to come in here and freehand text and add more information or edit information. So once you've read through your note and you feel good about it, everything's accurate and you're sort of done with it, you can come down here and you can sign the note. And now there's 2 ways to sign the note and then add it into the health record. And so the first way is to come up here and use this hand that's holding the pencil. And so again, it's highlighted because there's something that we need to sign off on. So if you click that, it'll bring up a space for you to put your electronic signature code that we set up. And so you would just type that in and hit sign, and it would sign the note. The other thing you can do is you can right click inside of this note, and you can come down to sign note now. And then you would just put your signature code in and click OK. So now if we scroll down to the bottom, we can see that it's signed the note for us. And now it's added it into the healthcare record over here. The other thing is it'll automatically send a notification to that person you put as the expected cosigner. But if you wanted to add even another additional signer, you would just, again, right click anywhere in this note, do identify additional signers, and then we could come and add the primary care provider, a clinical pharmacist, whoever it may be, and then you would just click OK. And then it would send a notification to that person to sign off on it. The other thing I wanted to point out on here is if you forgot to add something to the note and you wanted to sort of make an addendum, again, you would just come over here and you could do, and right click anywhere in the note, do make addendum, and then it'll allow you to add another little section to that note. So it'll appear as one of these that has like a plus sign beside it.